Hello, my name is Ruby Hidalgo, and I will be presenting my presentation on what is the Daylighting to Save Lives bill. So, the bill is California's Assembly Bill AB 413. The Daylighting to Save Lives bill is what it's called, and it did become effective January 1st, 2025, so we all should be aware of this. And the law prohibits parking within 20 feet of any approach side of any marked or unmarked crosswalks, so by intersections as well. This bill is to help raise awareness at intersections and to improve the safety of pedestrians and bicycle riders and just anyone crossing the street. It is a part of California's broader Vision Zero initiative, which aims to try to eliminate traffic fatalities and severe injuries and to make the streets safer for all. So, in this slide, you can see the before, which is when this law was not implemented yet, and the after, now, this law being implemented. So in the before, you can see cars are literally on the crosswalk, on the white lines, and it's not that safe. A car can easily run someone over. Not safe overall. Versus in the second picture, there's way much more space, way much more visibility, not only for pedestrians, but for drivers as well. Now, the strongest pro arguments for California's bill AB 413 would be the safety for pedestrians and reducing pedestrian injury and fatalities by increasing visibility at intersections. Now, half of all related injury, according to the Federal Highway Administration, occurs near intersections. The aim of this law is to eliminate visual obstruction so drivers can see pedestrians, cyclists, children, anyone crossing the street. And in the opinion of the policy director at Cal Bike, Jared Sanchez, prioritizes that, quote, daylighting is an inexpensive and effective way for California to begin reduce the rising rate of pedestrian fatalities, quote. Now, California already has a pedestrian fatality rate of nearly 25% above the national average. I'm gonna say that again. 25% above the national average, which speaks volumes for its own self. It is a crucial step forward towards enhancing road safety for everyone. Now, the strongest con argument is that while California's Assembly Bill 413 is concerned with pedestrian safety, one of the biggest concerns is how it would impact parking availability in highly populated cities. In a document released by the San Francisco Municipal Transportation Agency, the implementation of AB 413 will eliminate 14,000 parking spots in San Francisco City alone. That is 5% of the city's street parking. Now that's a lot. Just for San Fran, that's a lot. Now, this reduction has problems for residents, businesses, and visitors who have to park on the street already in congested sections. Urban planning expert Dr. Jane Smith at the University of California, Berkeley comments that, quote, while the motive to improve pedestrian safety is noble, the removal of parking space abruptly without inadequate alternatives will lead to greater traffic congestion and financial hardship on local businesses. Quote, also, the lack of clear signage or curb paint in some locations has resulted in confusing drivers, causing surprise tickets and frustration. If I parked somewhere and didn't know this law was implemented, I would also be frustrated and mad as well. So it is a fair enough con. But in conclusion, California's Assembly Bill AB 413, called the Daylighting to Save Lives Bill, is a well-meaning bill intended to reduce pedestrian injuries and fatalities by improving visibility where roads intersect. The law's best benefit is that it has the potential to make roads safer for everyone, especially given California's higher than average level of pedestrian fatalities. But it also does raise valid fears and concern of losing parking space on the street. I mean, we live in Los Angeles. We know people here hog parking spots already. So this might be an issue in our city very vibrantly. Now, in particularly in densely populated downtown neighborhoods where space is already limited, while safety must always be the priority, lawmakers and city planners must try to alleviate these fears through better signage, more use of public transportation, and utilization of other parking options. Now, in my own opinion, I do support this new law. I personally think it has way more benefits than not. I personally think it has more good than bad. But as a person who uses public transportation, I know parking is already a huge issue in Los Angeles. I personally live not near apartments, and it's already congested over here. So I hope this law brings good, more good than bad. But I guess we'll find out in a couple months when charts and statistics are released if this law does more good or bad. But thank you so much for listening to me, and bye.